Good people, what's going on? How y'all feeling? Um, I'm excited. I'll tell you why. With Eternals coming out, um, even regardless of how whatever people think about the movie and all of um the what do you want to call it? The reviews, all that good stuff. Me personally, I don't really subscribe to any of that until I actually see the movie. So I would suggest that you do the same and make your own opinion. By the way, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. It will help the channel out a lot. But what we're going to talk about today specifically is, do we think that the Eternals could have actually prevented Thanos from happening? So, if you don't already know, Thanos is an Eternal. Let's get that out of the way first. And this is, by the way, this is complete fan theory. This is not something that is completely cooked up in the Marvel Studios or anything like that. This is something that I'm thinking of on my own. So bash me in the comments if you have to, but this is something that I've always thought about. So basically, Thanos being an Eternal and being in the same, I can't remember the character's name right now, but being in the same family as one of the other Eternals, which basically is a cousin, I believe. So everybody knows that, Eternals, or the Eternals, are or were created by the Celestials. So if they were there the entire time, similar to how the Watcher basically says that he's seeing all, he knows about everything, but he cannot intervene. Were the Eternals there the entire time and just couldn't say that they were here and couldn't do anything because everything had to play out in the sacred timeline? Or are they in the same vein as the Watcher, as all these other characters that we've seen over the course of the MCU? Are they the same? Are they in the same type of situation where they can see everything, but they can't do anything about it? That's kind of how I feel about the Eternals, just being there and watching all this stuff happen, but not doing anything about it. And specifically, from the trailer that we've seen, and again, we'll find out more in the actual movie about all that stuff. They knew about Thanos. They felt this, the whole blip or snap or whatever we're calling this thing. All of that was real to them. They were available for it, and they did nothing about it. So how? Why would they not? If they have the power to do it, why would they not do it? Is it just for the sake of plot? If that's the case, okay, Marvel, we get it. But if they were there the entire time, what stops them from actually intervening with Thanos, stopping him from doing what he's doing? Because as we saw in What If, he's not that big of a threat if Ultron actually becomes his full self, full version. Excuse me. If that happens, literally Ultron just splits him in half and goes about his business. And in the multiverse type of situation, can the Eternals basically jump from multiverse to multiverse in different Earths? Do they know what's going on in other parts of the multiverse? Do they care? That's another question. Do they even care that all this stuff is happening? Because again, I would subscribe to the fact that they had the power potentially to do exactly what needed to be done to rid the world of Thanos and all the stuff that came with him, but just didn't do it. And now, after losing Iron Man again, we see that in the trailer, losing Cap, the original Cap, so Steve Rogers, we lose both of those guys, and now we don't have anybody to lead the Avengers. Again, that's something that's in the trailer, so I'm getting all that from the actual trailer. So we don't have anybody to lead the Avengers. What do? I would believe, and again, fan theory here, so I'm completely speculating here. This doesn't have any direct correlation to anything, but I'm persuaded to believe that the Eternals could have stepped in, intervened, maybe not even kill him, but at least help the Avengers do what they needed to do to get him off of Earth. Because if the Celestials put the Eternals, like, and I might be mixing this up again, if I'm not mistaken, Celestials birthed the Eternals, and I believe they are Celestials, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look at it again. But it just doesn't sit well with me to think that all this stuff is happening, and you can just literally, you're supposed to be protectors of Earth based on how you were placed here after a bunch of civil wars, and this is from the comics, after a bunch of civil wars and all this stuff. Now you're placed on Earth to protect it, but you don't. Make it make sense. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, what is the real reason for you not intervening? What do you guys think? I have my opinions. I can go on about this for many hours. But what do you guys think? Do you think that the Eternals could have stepped in and rid the world of Thanos? Do you not? Leave it in the comments. But yeah, I really think that would have been the easier solution than having to lose all these people, and then after Thanos is gone, now we have to lose more people because like, we get the snap, then we bring everybody back, then we fight Thanos again, but in the end game, we lose Steve, we lose Stark, and we also lose Black Widow at the same time because, in order to get the stone from the Soul Stone, you gotta give up a soul. So we lose 3 people, right? And by the way, spoiler if you've never seen MCU movies ever before, but if you haven't, then you should probably watch some of the other stuff and then come back here. But anyway, all that said, we lose all these people, and then the Eternals show up. Like, if you were here, bro, why didn't you step in the entire time? Like, you could have, and you just didn't. So it's a bold prediction, yes. Do I really think they would have? Probably no. But do I think they could? Yes. I do believe that they could have, if they wanted to, got rid of Thanos without having to lose Avengers in the same breath. Like, we really could have just not lost anybody. Again, complete fan theory here. Let me know what you guys feel in the comments. If this is, again, your first time here, welcome to the Blurred Nation. I'm going to be doing things like this a lot. I talk about programming and also Marvel stuff and Power Ranger stuff and just nerd culture all day long. I love it. It's in me. So if you like that kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. And I'm about to go watch, I'm about to go to the movies and watch the Eternals movie now. So I will holler at y'all later. Peace.